The scene begins with chaos, shadows, and silence broken only by the faint sound of a man's breathing. Sheng Shao You, the proud S-Class Alpha, lay unconscious. His body was weak, his skin pale, his heartbeat slowing with every second. The poison that had been forced into his system was spreading quickly, taking away the strength that once defined him. An alpha of his status should have been invincible. But now, he was helpless, fragile, and dying. This wasn't just an accident. It was a scheme. His jealous half-brother, who had always hated him, had arranged this cruel kidnapping. For years, envy had burned in his heart. Sheng Shao You was their father's legitimate child, the one chosen to inherit the family company. His brother, born outside of wedlock, had always been compared to him, always overshadowed, always unwanted. That envy grew into hatred. And hatred grew into a plan. If Sheng Shao You disappeared, the path would finally be clear. So the brother acted. Men were hired. A trap was laid. Sheng was still in his office when they struck. The kidnappers released smoke laced with drugs. It entered his lungs before he could react. His vision blurred. His limbs weakened. He tried to fight, but the poison was too strong. He collapsed at his desk, powerless. By the time they carried him out of the building, his eyes had already closed. The S-Class Alpha was defeated not by strength, but by poison. Fate, however, was watching. And fate placed Hua Yong in the parking lot at the exact moment Sheng was taken. Hua Yong, the man who had always hidden in shadows, always schemed from behind masks, saw strangers carrying Sheng into a car. His sharp eyes recognized that something was wrong immediately. That wasn't just exhaustion, Sheng was unconscious. That wasn't just a ride, Sheng was being taken away. And so, without hesitation, Hua Yong gave an order to his driver. Follow them. The chase was silent but tense. The kidnapper's car sped into the night, unaware that another vehicle was right behind them. Inside, Hua Yong sat still, his expression unreadable. But his hands were clenched tightly, his mind racing. Sheng Shao You, the one man he had loved for more than 15 years, was in danger. And Hua Yong would never let anyone else take him away. When the car finally stopped, the truth of the scheme revealed itself. The kidnappers dragged Sheng's limp body out. His shirt was soaked with sweat, his face white as snow. The poison was doing its work. His breathing was shallow. His alpha gland pulsed weakly, struggling against the toxins. That was when Hua Yong struck. He stepped out of his car like a shadow turning into a storm. Gunshots split the night. The kidnappers didn't even have time to react. One by one, they fell. Cold, precise, merciless, Hua Yong's bullets never missed. Blood stained the ground. But Hua Yong's face showed no emotion. He had done this before. Killing was nothing to him. Saving Sheng was everything. When the last kidnapper dropped, Hua Yong ran to Sheng's side. He lifted him, and his heart froze. Sheng's body was ice cold. His pulse was weak. His lips trembled, whispering faint sounds that weren't even words. He was slipping away. The poison was not only destroying his body, it was tearing apart his alpha gland. And once the gland failed, death was almost certain. 98% of those whose glands were destroyed never lived. Sheng's life was hanging on a fragile thread. Yong. The sound was faint, barely there, but Sheng whispered his name. Even in his poisoned state, even in the middle of death, he still thought of Hua. And that one whisper broke Hua Yong's control. He had promised himself he would never show weakness. But now, watching Sheng die in his arms, he felt fear for the first time in years. There was only one way left. A way he had never dared to use. A way that would change everything. Hua Yong knew it was selfish, but he no longer cared. The only way to save you, he whispered to the fading alpha, is to let me mark you. The mark of an enigma wasn't just a claim. It was life itself. Once marked, Sheng's body would stabilize. The poison would be burned away, and he would live. But it came at a price. Once marked, Sheng would never escape Hua Yong. His body, his soul, His instincts, all of it would belong to Hua forever. Sheng's eyes flickered open for just a moment. He didn't speak, but the despair in his gaze was clear. He didn't want this. He didn't want to belong to Hua Yong. He didn't want to give in, but his body had no strength left. He was too weak, too poisoned, too close to death. And so Hua Yong made the choice for him. He bent down, pressed his lips against Sheng's neck, and bit deep into the gland. Blood spilled. Sheng's body shook violently, his back arching from the pain. The poison roared as if fighting back. But Hua Yong's mark was stronger. The power of an enigma poured into Sheng's body, washing through his veins, attacking the poison, purging it from his system. It was agony. Sheng's cry split the night. His entire body burned as if it were being torn apart. But through the agony came something else. Life. His breathing steadied. His heartbeat strengthened. His pale skin gained color. The poison was gone. He was alive. Hua Yong pulled back, his lips stained with blood, his teeth sharp against the night air. He looked at Sheng with eyes filled with triumph. "You're mine now," he said softly. "Alive because of me. Saved because of me. And you'll never escape me again." Sheng wanted to speak, to deny it, to scream. But the truth was undeniable. The poison that had almost killed him was gone. He lived because Hua Yong had marked him. The proud alpha who had once stood above everyone else was now bound to the enigma who had always wanted him. The poison almost killed him, but Hua Yong's mark had finished what the poison started. It had changed his life forever. From this moment, Sheng would never be the same. Sheng Shao You was always strong, always untouchable. But the poison almost ended everything. One moment he was the proud alpha at the top of the world, and the next he was lying helpless, his life fading away with every breath. His own brother wanted him gone, wanted to erase him completely. But just when death was closing in, it was Hua Yong who refused to let him go. Hua Yong who chased the kidnappers, Hua Yong who pulled the trigger, and Hua Yong who chose to risk everything to save him. The poison nearly destroyed Sheng, but it also revealed the truth. No matter how much he hates Hua Yong's lies, no matter how much he wants to run, when death was at his door, it was Hua Yong who stood between him and the end. Now Sheng Shao You is alive, but at what cost? His life was saved, but his freedom is gone. He owes everything to Hua Yong, the man he wanted nothing to do with. The poison almost killed him. But Hua Yong's mark will change him forever.